Good morning, guys. It is the 20th of November. We're going to look here at Aerodrome Finance. This will be the US dollar pair, the price data from Coinbase, and this will be a daily chart. Well, we had a little bit of a reversal yesterday in the markets for Aerodrome. That is, only closed down 2.93%, was down all the way to 75 cents, closed up there at 81. So a nice little rally. There seems to be a little bit of support in this 75 to 77 price zone, although we are below a very important area of support that was broken, pretty much broken on the 16th and 17th of, which was this week, Sunday, Monday of November. We were consolidating here, so there should be something brewing here. I would think in the next couple days. We had that breakdown and we're kind of consolidating. One of two things should be playing out here. We're either going to break down and things are going to get pretty ugly here for this chart, or there's going to be enough price support here where we rally back up here above this support line. And then we'll probably find ourselves pretty quickly up there at the 50 and the 200-day moving average, which are at 93 and 91 cents right here. So we'll see. There's definitely something brewing here, though. This market's not going to just chop and chop and chop in this range, into the future. It's either going to break down and put in lower lows, or the support is here and there's going to be a big blast to the upside. That's at least that's what the way I think this is going to play out in some way or another. Again, if we do break to the downside, guys, I'm looking at 73, I'm looking at 69, 65, 60, 54 is my real target down there for a full move to the downside. But these are little support areas before 54 comes into reality there. 73, 69, 65, 60, and then 54 cents. Now that's the downside. Let's see here. So you're at about a 9, 13, 18, 24, and 32% areas to the upside, or to the downside, excuse me, for percentages. If we rally higher here, up to the 200-day is 13%, up to the 50-day is 16%, getting us just pretty much back above or so to that support line is about 6.5%, 7%. So that's that here for Aerodrome. There's really not too much to cover here. Again, one of my bigger concerns is that this whole pattern here is going to play out to the downside. Okay, I would not be surprised to see that. It's going to do a lot of damage to the bulls, so I don't hope any damage upon any of Aero holders, but the market's going to do what the market's going to do, and you have to take care of your positions that best suit yourself. If we go over to Bitcoin has made a very large move to the downside. We had a lower high, we have a crossover, and boom, big leg down. We have support here just at the 88,453 level. To say it's oversold, of course it's oversold, but the market can go much lower, guys. We could see, I would think we see some kind of rally here. Well, I don't know how high it's going to go. And then probably another fade to the downside. This zone here, we're at the top of that zone. So the 88,453 area, which we found support at, was an old area of market resistance going back to this time frame here in March of 25. So we back tested that resistance, flipped into support. If we break below this 88,453 and find ourselves back in this zone, we could be anywhere from 88,450 down to 74, 75 grand. So we shall see. And especially if this is going to be something much larger, that crossover, not a good start. So that's that for Bitcoin. I could figure out an area of this rally to get back up to. I mean, just to throw something out here, I mean, basically back up to the lower end of the zone, like 106 or 106.49, give or take. That's a pretty strong rally that would bump its head back into some old resistance. Was support, broke, and then backtest into resistance. Over to the Coin Market Cap website, we have the fear and greed. There's a ton of fear in the market. Obviously, as market's been going down, and the altcoin season continues to do nothing, to say the least, sitting at a 27. All right, guys. So, big question is Aerodrome just pausing here, consolidating, getting ready for that big energy release to the downside, potentially all the way down to 54, potentially much lower. But for starters, I mean, that's what I have here. All of these targets, if we're going down there, all of these targets should come into play. Obviously, maybe we'll see some bounces at all of them. And ultimately, 54. We'll have to reevaluate. If we start to break, we'll reevaluate. Markets can go much lower and much higher than folks expect. So if Bitcoin's heading lower here, again, I think we're oversold, so a bounce, wouldn't be surprised. But if Bitcoin is heading much lower, it's almost a guarantee we'll be seeing Aerodrome at 54, if not lower. Anyways, you guys have a great day. Of course, not financial advice. If you are not yet a subscriber, join us here on the channel. And let's keep in mind, Aerodrome went from $2.31 all the way down to 28 cents, guys. One big, large downtrend. Markets can go much higher and much lower than you guys expect. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.